guys, this is Alicia. So today I am doing a tag. I was asked by Vara McGlory to do this tag with her and several other people. I will be listing all the people that are participating in this down below in the description box, so you can be sure to go check them out too. I'll also list the people that I'm going to tag down below. So stay tuned to the end to see who I tag. First, I should say that this is a little bit different for me. I don't do sit-down videos. In fact, I think this is the first sit-down video that I've ever done. I'm usually more behind the camera than I am in front of it. So this is a little bit awkward for me, so bear with me. I'm going to get started and I'm going to answer these questions. There are 10 of them. So the first question is, why did I start YouTube? I don't know if there's one definitive reason why I started YouTube. I've always liked YouTube. I've watched it for years, and I just at one point decided to do it myself. I think probably the biggest or the easiest way I can sum it up would be to just say to document stuff. I have a lot of recipes. I love to cook, and I really wanted to document some of those recipes, especially the ones that are like family recipes from my childhood. Those are really special to me, and I just wanted to kind of have them documented. And that way, you know, if my kids want to see them or whatever, they're there in video form. So that was one of the reasons. And then the second reason is we moved here to Virginia probably, well, it's been about it's been a little over 2 years. And we moved here from Washington State. And I lived in Washington State my entire life before moving here to Virginia. Living in Virginia was never something that I had planned, that I foresaw. Never was in my plan at all. I and my husband, we both wanted to be in Montana. He grew up in Montana, and he also was in the military, so he's kind of in a lot of different places. But we kind of wanted to end up in Montana, and that is what we were trying to do. That was kind of our plan, but that was not God's plan, obviously, because we are here. While things didn't turn out the way that I had planned, I am really grateful for the way they went. I love living here. I think it's just an awesome place. I think it's a really neat opportunity to kind of experience the other side of the country, where I have just been in one state my whole life. So this has kind of like been an eye-opening experience for me, and I've really, really enjoyed being here. So I am grateful to be here, and I just kind of wanted to document a lot of our experiences here, from, you know, everything from house remodels to camping and trips and just kind of exploring the area. I just wanted to have that documented. And that way also, if friends and family want to see what we're doing over here, this is kind of an easy way for them to kind of see what we're doing. So that was a really big reason. I would assume if we end up moving back west, I'll probably still do YouTube, but this was a big catalyst, just documenting our time here, because I don't know how long we're going to be here. That's kind of up to God too. We just are kind of going with the flow and seeing where He leads us. And right now that is Virginia. So that was a really long-winded answer. I will move on to number 2. Okay, number 2. What would I tell myself on day 1, knowing what I know now? I would say that I would tell myself to not expect that much. I don't know how to phrase it, but I mean, I didn't really expect a lot when I first started doing this. It was mainly for, like I said, documentation. I wanted to document recipes and our time here. But, you know, I think I thought that I would get more than like 0 views on the first couple of videos I got out, because seriously, the first I don't know how many videos I put up, I would get like no views on them for days sometimes, and that was kind of shocking to me. Again, I don't know what I expected, but I don't think I expected nothing, which is kind of what happened for a long time. And so I would tell myself to just be patient, and you know, that it takes time to build up subscribers, and obviously I don't have a lot. I'm still building, but at least now I get views. Not a lot, but I do get views. It's not zero. So I would tell myself to just be patient and know that it's a process and it's going to take a while, because it definitely does. All right. What camera do I use and what camera accessories? Well, here's one right here. I use my phone, and I will probably just put little pictures up in the corner of the different things that I use. But I use my phone, but I don't use it very much. I use it mainly for, like, if I'm shopping or something. It's a lot easier to just kind of pull your phone out and film than it is to use a camera. Even the GoPro I just think it's too conspicuous, and filming in public is really, really awkward for me. So I try to be as inconspicuous as I can, and I feel like using my phone helps with that. So I will use my phone when I am out of the house a lot. And what I'm filming with right now is my Canon EOS 70D. It's a pretty good sized camera, but it's probably my favorite thing to use as far as like this type of thing. Anything at the house, cooking, hauls, whatever, I use the Canon. I think it's got really good quality. It is actually more of a picture camera than a video camera. It's not really meant for video, but I think it does a pretty good job. And so I like to use that. And it is currently on a tripod, which I use pretty much all the time with it. Unless I'm just holding it in my hand, the camera is on a tripod. So I've tried using this camera to do like outside stuff, and it doesn't work out really well. My footage is really shaky, and it hasn't worked well. I've done it. But then my sweet hubby got me a GoPro, and it is the Hero 7 Black, and that is what I've been using to do like my outside stuff, like hiking, or even like filming in the car for my cross-country road trip. I had the GoPro up on the windshield, and so it works really great for anything where there's a lot of movement, because it has that stability control on it. And I enjoy that for outdoor stuff. As for accessories, for that, I have a lot of different stuff for it. I really don't use anything other than I've used the car mount, and I think it's like a selfie stick that I just hold like when I'm hiking. I have a head harness and a chest harness that I thought I was going to use for hiking, but I actually have not used those yet. I found it's just easier to have it on the stick and just hold it out in front of me, because the GoPro weighs basically nothing, and so it's really easy to just use it that way. Phone, don't have accessories for my phone. The camera, the Canon that's filming right now, I do have several different lenses for it, and like I said, the tripod. I have a lot of different stuff for it, like filters and just a bunch of stuff that I don't even know what it is, to be completely honest. But I don't use any of that. I try to keep it as simple as possible and just use my different lenses. Number 4, what editing software do I use, and what is my number 1 editing tip for beginning YouTubers? Okay, let me just say right up front, I am very, very tech challenged. So editing is not something that I am good at, that I'm comfortable with, nothing. I mean, it's definitely not my thing. I would love to be good at it, but I'm not. And that's kind of a tricky question for me. I would say, well, I can answer the editing software. It's called Pinnacle. And again, being that I don't know anything about editing software, my husband is actually the one that did a little research and came up with that particular software for me, and he purchased it for me and put it on my computer. And I would say that it works pretty well. I've been using it for probably about 9 months now, and for me, I'm comfortable with it, and so it works. My tip would be, in regards to editing, to not really worry about it that much in the beginning. Again, your videos, as sad as it may sound, are not really going to get a whole lot of views in the beginning. So you don't really have to worry about making it super, super polished and perfect, because realistically, hardly anybody's probably going to watch it. And again, that sounds sad and Debbie Downer, and I'm not trying to say that, but that's just been my experience. I put a lot of time into the first videos. One, I didn't know what I was doing at all, so it took me longer. And two, I just wanted to have a nice polished product, but people didn't watch it. So I guess it did help me in that it helped me kind of learn how to do basic editing. But like I said, I wouldn't be worried about putting a ton of time. And if you're going to put a ton of time, realize it's mainly going to be for practicing how to edit. As for how to edit, somebody needs to give me some tips, because I'm kind of clueless. So we're going to move on to the next question. Number 5, what music do I use, and do I have any suggestions on music? So again, since I'm kind of clueless with video production, I just use what's on YouTube. That's the simplest way for me to do it. I can go and see if I have to give a credit for the song or not. And I tend to use songs where I don't have to credit them, because then that's just one less step that I have to do in my video, is, crediting the song. And I feel like they have a decent amount of stuff on there. I eventually will probably want to branch out and do something different for music. So if any of you have suggestions, I would love to hear who you use, because I don't know who to use or what's good. And so right now I'm just sticking to the YouTube music. Suggestions on music, my only suggestion would be to make sure that it's not so loud that it's drowning you out, because I have experienced that a lot watching other people's videos, where their music is so loud that you can't even hear what they're saying. Either that, or they'll have it low, and then when they stop talking, they'll just jack it up super high. And I'm sure I've done this myself, so I hate even saying that, because like I said, I'm sure I've done this, but the music will jack up super loud, and you have to like hit the volume really quick to get it down, and you're like constantly up and down with the volume, so you can hear them talking and then not be blasted out when the music comes up. So just be mindful of the volume of it, I would say, and try to keep it on the lower side. Okay, number 6, how do I make thumbnails, and do I have any tips? And I feel like I'm saying the same thing for all these questions, but again, this kind of falls into editing, and it's not something that I feel is a strong suit of mine, so it's kind of a hard thing for me to answer, but I will do my best. I make my thumbnails on my editing software. So I make my thumbnails at the same time that I'm making my video, and that works really pretty well for me. I feel like maybe it takes a few more steps than what other people are doing, because my daughter does YouTube too, and she does not have any type of editing software. I don't know what she uses, I can't remember, but it seems like the way she does it is easier than the way I'm doing it, but it works for me, and so that's what I'm going to keep doing. As far as tips for thumbnails, I would just say that your thumbnail is probably your most important thing when it comes to your video. You want to make sure that it looks good, that it's eye-catching, because that's what's going to bring somebody to your video. That's what's going to make them click, is that thumbnail. So it is definitely really, really important. Number 7, what is the number one strategic tip that has helped me gain subscribers? Well, good question. I feel like for me, I don't really do the whole sub for sub thing. I never really have. I don't go searching for people and say, hey, I sub to you, will you sub back to me? Now, having said that, I have done that, but it's not been a lot of times. In fact, usually the only time I do that now is if I watch a shout out video of somebody else, and I will go check out some of those people, and then I will sub to them. And a lot of times I don't even tell them that I have a channel. So I'm not really good at the whole getting subs that way, because that's kind of out of my comfort zone. I don't like being pushy with that, so I don't do that. Really the only thing I can think of that I do is I just put out a lot of videos. I don't know what my number is at right now, but it's 150 something. And I've been doing this just around, not quite 10 months, but going on 10 months. And so 150 some videos in that time is a decent amount of videos. So I have a pretty regular upload, not scheduled because I don't do it scheduled, but I very regularly upload. And I think that helps because obviously the more videos you have out, the more chance that somebody's going to see one, click on it, and potentially like what they see and subscribe to you. Okay, I had to take a break because my dog is barking at something. Number 8, how do I fight discouragement and burnout? Discouragement and burnout is definitely something that I have experienced more than once, quite often actually, on here, because it can be discouraging a lot of the times. Overall, I just remind myself that this is something that I enjoy doing. And one thing that's really kept me to be encouraged is all the really awesome people that I've met on here. That was not something that I was expecting. So that was a really pleasant surprise. And it's probably one of the main reasons now that I do it, because I really enjoy the community that's on here. Just all the really awesome people, getting to know them through watching their videos and commenting and all that kind of stuff. It's a really neat experience, and like I said, not something that I expected. So that's kind of what keeps me encouraged and not discouraged at those times where my channel personally is not doing very well, and I think, why am I doing this again? But like I said, I also remind myself that I'm doing it not necessarily for views, but I mean, we're all doing it for views, so I don't want to say I'm not doing it for views, but a lot of it is just for documentation. And a lot of the videos that I like doing the most are the ones that I get the least amount of views on. But I still love doing them, and so I will still continue to do them. So hopefully I answered that. Number 9, how did I decide what kind of videos to make? And if there's been a change of direction in my videos, what was the reason? Well, like I said on the first question, how I decided was I wanted to document things, and so that's what I started out doing. As far as a change in direction, I would say probably I didn't start out doing this to do hauls, but I do hauls all the time now. The main reason is, to be completely honest, they get views. But aside from that, I actually really enjoy the hauls. Not only do I enjoy doing them, especially like when my daughter will film with me, I really enjoy that. It's a lot of fun. But they're super easy to edit. There's nothing that is an easier video for me to do from start to finish than a haul. So I've tended to do a whole lot more of those than I did in the beginning, and I foresee myself to continue to do those just because, like I said, I enjoy them. One thing that I never really got on the bandwagon with was cleaning videos. Now, cleaning videos will get you a lot of views, but I guess I don't care because I just don't like doing cleaning videos. I don't like cleaning anyway, but then to be moving a camera around with you the whole time you're cleaning, it's just, I guess I don't have time for that. And I don't enjoy editing them. I don't enjoy filming, editing, none of the process with cleaning videos. So I don't do those. But that's not to say that I will never do those. Maybe I'll change my mind. And that's the thing. When you're doing this, you start out with a certain mindset of what it is that you want to do. And that kind of evolves as you go on. And you see, you get different ideas from seeing what other people are doing. Or what you want to do just kind of changes. So I think YouTube is just a constant evolution of what you are doing. And I think it kind of needs to be too, because I think if you just get stuck in one thing, then that gets a little boring. Number 10, what do I do to make friends and develop community on YouTube? I think for me, the biggest thing that I do is I just try to be active on YouTube in general. I try to watch as many videos as I can. I try to comment as much as I can. I just try to be, you know, present in what's going on and try to be supportive of people. And I know that I appreciate that, and so I assume that other people appreciate that too. As far as other things, I will try to like mention people here, there, and everywhere in my videos. Like if I got an idea from them or whatever, I will mention them. Definitely want to give them credit and kind of like, it's like mini shout out to them. I also have done a shout out video, and I am planning on doing more. In fact, I'm actually working on one right now. So I really think those are an awesome way to be supportive in the community, is just to shout other people out and, you know, share the people that you really enjoy with other people in the hopes that that will help them in their channel too. So shout outs, I think, are just a great way to be supportive and help develop community on YouTube. So that is it. Hopefully this wasn't like 30 minutes long, but I feel like it was. So the people that I am going to tag are Crystal Evans, Vara Vanner, and Mommy and Kimberly's Adventures. So I will put them down below, and like I said in the beginning, I will also link the other people that are doing this first one down below, so make sure you go check all them out. That's all I've got. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.